We have returned after losing our band in the sands of the South. We are going to restart and see if we can achieve more with a second playthrough. We're going to start a new campaign. Even though it's challenging, we're going to keep to the Northern Raiders start. I just prefer it. I also have had good luck starting with the Beast Slayers, and I played the Band of Poachers quite a bit, but Northern Raiders is what I'm feeling. We are going to resurrect them again as the Band of the Faceless. Gonna leave a random late game crisis, permanent destruction. We're gonna try a slightly different Nordic looking banner. Move to veteran. Veteran have medium starting funds, which I think is effectively the veteran version of that. Unexplored map and Iron Man. We're going to try our own. Map seed and see what comes of it. After you and your party killed half of them, the villagers finally submitted. A white flag was raised and they offered parley, which you were happy to grant. In a single line, they walked out to the town square where they had been holding a festival. Jewels and treasures filled their arms and they dumped the goods where you stood, boot atop the smashed skull of their mayor. Your vanguard of Helmhire the Pillager, Heregold, Hugger, and Hugger kept careful watch of the ceremony like buzzards watching a slow death. The last in line was a monk. He had no silver or gold on him, but instead spoke to you, his words immediately drawing the weapons of your fellow raiders. You allowed him to speak, and he spoke at length about the old gods and how treasures of the heavens superseded all of that which Terra could offer. You told him his death was written by the wagging chin of his. The monk pursed his lips. All right, then, if you want gold, depart these silly games, this raiding and pillaging. It is all worthless compared to the treasures of the South. The nobles won't have you in their armies, but they are forever in need of mercenaries and rarely have the time or luxury of choosing where these hired fighters come from. You make all the crowns you'd ever want, come South Raiders, and be sublimated into sellswords. Hugger demands the monk's head, but you stay the execution. Instead, you take the crafty monk at his word. You've long heard of southern riches and the travels of adventurous swords for hire. You decide to venture south so long as the monk comes with. Hugger protests, but you won't have it. If this pale little shit of a monk is your lucky charm to a new life, then it would be an affront to the old gods to leave him be. The raider storms off, but Helmhire the Pillager, Heregold, and Hugger the First have no qualms about following you. The rest of the war party returns north, a split in the loot being made. What remains of the village is left behind to recover and rebuild and make new goods for stronger tribes to come and take for themselves. We will strike out to the south. Unexplored vastness. We are in the north, but not deep in the north. We are outside Vistad. Let's take a look at our relations. We are hostile to House Grimmond, who is the town nearby. We're hostile to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 villages: Weissenfels, Vistad, Kongsfeld, Hollands, Filsmos, Eisengrab. And House Armsburg is also threatening to us, so we need to find House Goswin to try to survive if we want to try to work with the northern kingdoms. And then we have the 3 southern states that we can get to. Let's take a look at our band. We have Helmhire the Pillager. He's superstitious and dumb. And we get a good buff on melee, health, and a bit of a buff on his fatigue. We have Heergold. Heergold is huge, which makes him harder to defend himself, and gluttonous. He eats more than we want. He's also got the same health, melee, and fatigue buffs. And we have Hagar, who is fearless, has a melee, defense, and attack buff, and hit points. And then we have our monk Alfgeir. We have a bit of plunder. Let's get these guys with their initial level ups. So he has a debuff on learning and on resolve. We're going to take a bump to his melee, his hit points. And I think we're going to go with his initiative because I'd like to strike early and often. We get a 2nd level. We're going to continue that combination. So I think we're going to definitely take Student to try to balance out his dumb debuff. I think right now we want to make Crippling Strikes our frontline focus. And then hopefully in our rear line get Executioner to take advantage of some of those strikes. So Heergold, he has debuffs on melee and range defense. So let's see if we get anything beneficial in that regard. No real buffs there. I'm going to take melee, hit points, and fatigue on his 1st level. Get a nice buff on range defense. Let's get him out of the negatives on that. And we're going to buff him again on hit points and fatigue. Depending upon how we level up Heergold, we may shift around the higher weight armor to him. We're going to go with Crippling Strikes. Not really. I think we're going to give him dodge to try to further balance out his issues with being huge. Huge. And then Hagar. Hagar has good resolve. We're going to buff his health and his fatigue with our other choices. I think we're going to improve his melee defense. And with his 2nd level, going to further buff his hit points. No buff on melee attack. Give him a further buff on defense. Also going to give him crippling strikes. I think we're going to try to get him more levels. Also take the student perk. Agreed. We don't have a weapon for Alfgeir. Alfgeir has Team Player and Dastard. We are going to move the heavy armor to our highest fatigue man. Keeps us all somewhat equal. Let's determine where to run to. We have roads going to the west, to the east, and to the south. It's likely Vistad is the northern kingdom, and they hate us. Yeah, they're pretty upset with us. So I think let's see if we can run through the outskirts of town and head down south and see what there is to hold for us there. Road turns east. I think this combination is start with the unexplored map with the hostile companies everywhere. So, House Armberg are threatening towards us. We're gonna need to run. I think we're gonna run towards the north here. We're going to cut upwards and try to get the forest between us and them. Get a few barbarian thralls. I think we could use a win here. So we are going to take them out. Hopefully their lack of equipment will benefit us. We're going to move Alfgeir out because he's got no business being here. So they're going to javelins. We're going to move Helmhire forward. We're going to release his war dog. Nice. War dog mauls the first of the thralls. Another thrall moves forward with shield and antler club. These other two thralls have some armor. forward. We're going to split his shield. And we're going to get a strike on this thrall, but miss. Helmgear higher takes 2 hits. Hirgold gets stunned. Our war dog charges and does excellent damage. Break his shield. Get a good hit on his body. Strong hit to his damage, hit both his armor and his body, and give him a cut arm. We're going to concentrate attacks on him. Dog almost kills the barbarian thrall. We could be in trouble. Gonna move in, throw a punch. We decapitated Helmhire. One of the thralls bleeds out, a second bleeds out. Strong hit to his hide armor and gives him cut leg muscles to fatigued. The dog takes him down. Gonna move Alfgeir, pick up a weapon. But we're not gonna move into combat. Hirgold's gonna vault. Oof, bad hit on Hugger. Gonna try to get in and stun him. No luck. Hirgold gets a good hit. Kills him. But we lose Helmhire the Pillager, who gets decapitated. Hugger suffers a crushed finger. Hirgold, only light wounds. We'll take everything. Got a decent loot. And we also got some javelin. Alright, we're gonna need to move our Warhound to Hirgold. Give Alfgeir the javelin. I'm going to give him the best condition bear headpiece. We're also going to give Alfgeir a headpiece and a bit better armor, although it's going to need repairs. We're going to move the axe hammer to Hugger. to put a club on Alfgeir's belt. For 10 fatigue. I'm actually going to make that the cleaver. So we probably still have troops coming at us from the south. We're going to retreat to the mountains and look for a pass. It doesn't look good. We're hemmed in. Try to get up higher and see. It doesn't appear that they're on us. It looks like there's a potential pass here that we can move through. You feel good today, ready to lead the band of the Faceless through any challenge to come. You gather the men around, kicking Hagar to his feet, Alfgeir to finish scraping away the hairs on his neck later. When the muttering has subsided, you start to address them. What do you tell the men the company will do? I think we need to get a friendly town. We need to find one, which may be a challenge. Got 8 days of food and 20 days of cash. So we can see the road again. We're coming upon a watchtower with a garrison that is more than likely unfriendly. Yep. They've dispatched the 2nd Grunfest company to try to kill us. We're going to run to the south. This is likely the town that the last company came from. We've made it to the roads. There's another watchtower. We're going to head to the east and try to make tracks. We mostly made it eastward, as opposed to our original southerly goal. But you have to... We could try another group of thralls, stash a little more equipment. I did lose a man, though. I think right now it's about survival. We still have a crushed finger on Hagar, which is depleting his skills a bit. Alfgeir isn't all that good to begin with. Our equipment is repaired. I think we're going to opt for safety for the moment. We'll stay on the outskirts of this forest, follow it around. As morning dawns, we'll cut through the forest to make these hills. Try to stay out of the more mountainous terrain, mainly for the sake of speed. Looks like those mountains wrap to the south. So we got 5 barbarian thralls. Well, it's probably a few thralls and a few warhounds. It's more than we may want to challenge ourselves with at the moment, but we're not going to escape. So what we're going to do is stay to the high ground, I think. to get in these trees to give ourselves some. So dogs charge us. There's 2. I'm going to try to dispatch those dogs quickly. A 46% chance to hit. Good hit. Second. Misses. We got 1 hit on the dog. Gonna release our own. %37 chance to hit. I think we're gonna try to kill this dog. We get the hit, but we don't kill it. Do we have a bleed on it? We do not. It has like no hit points. Let's see what happens. Off-gear takes an axe. I'm going to move Off-gear up to higher ground. Reduce our chance of hitting, but excuse me. My Mega Safer from that thrall and his attacks. Hit a second javelin throw and nearly take out more than half of that thrall's health and graze his kidney. Try to cut our way through the dog. We do. We can advance here, but we're going to put our, we don't want to lose the height advantage that we have. So we're only going to advance the 1. Dog left nothing on the ground. Makes sense. So this guy has both body armor and a shield. I'm gonna move forward, get a hit on his shield. To sort of prepare the way for his death, hopefully. Hagar takes a thrown axe. Oh, I thought the dog was going to take him. He exposed his ribs. So we're going to move Hagar in, remove the rest of his shield, try to follow up with Hirgold. 75%. Oh, you miss. Gets the second hit, destroys his armor. I think we're going to rely on the dog. We're going to move forward. Oh, get him with a javelin. Dog takes down that thrall. So Hagar took an axe before to the helmet. And it has maybe a head wound. Looks like he's retreating. We're gonna run him down. Hopefully. Sort of gave him that by not assaulting with Hagar. Oh, and we lose our dog over it. Lose our dog to greed. He's a good hound. Circle on him. Any more? Alfgeir did really well with his javelins. I think he got like 4 out of 5 hits. Hold off and see if these other two take care of business. So besides losing the hound, that was successful. Although the hound was probably one of our stronger troops. Got nice loot. Which we shall take. Alfgeir gets a level up. We're going to give him better ranged attack. We're going to give him better initiative. We'll improve his resolve since that's his forte. As far as perks go, give him fast adaptation. We're also going to... Neither of these guys are going to get it ranged. I'm just going to throw the axes on his belt. And we're starting to build up enough loot that we just need to get somewhere where we can try to sell some and survive. I'm going to hug the base of these mountains. Try to move southwardly. Now we have the decision to cut. So it's likely there's a town here. There's probably a road that continues down to the west. Dang. There's that road. With some dated footprints. Another watchtower, which we're going to try to avoid. Doesn't seem to be garrisoned though. So we can close in. Road to the east and to the west. We're going to try to drop down and see if there's anything to the west here. It looks like a town. It's possible we can find a less hostile town. So we found Mooseburg. So House Goswin is neutral to us. And we have found a spot where we can potentially sell some gear and get some compatriots. So Mooseburg is a stone keep controlling routes through this swamp. We got some men to potentially hire. Only 3 we can afford. A rat catcher, a cultist, and a messenger. And check the tavern. Nothing really useful. There's also a weaponsmith and an armorer. So let's see what kind of prices our loot will fetch over its value. So we're going to go ahead and sell it all. It puts us in a better financial position. Oh, I like the idea of war dogs. I think they can help balance out the party to a much greater level of strength. I'm going to purchase them both. We'll take a look in the armor, see if there happens to be any dog armor, but there's not. So early on, like this, I think we're less concerned with negative traits. We're going to hire Balone and Carl. Don't know if it's worth, yeah, $500 for a cultist. And no. So let's see what we get. We got Balone. He's swift, which gives him 5 ranged defense. He also has a buff on ranged, which is something that we'll try to develop if we have the opportunity. He has good fatigue. And he has a buff on melee defense and resolve in addition. And we have Carl. Carl is eagle-eyed in his vision. He also has a buff on range skill, hit points, and fatigue. So 2 decent ranged guys, or potentially ranged guys to be. Let's take a look. We could pick up a sling and a bow. I think early on, we're going to make them let's get rid of, we're not going to use these antlers. You can also sell our amber shards. Could make at least least one backline guy with a pitchfork. Let's take a look at our guys again. Alfgeir has the best ranged basis for the moment. So I think we're going to move these two guys into the mix as spearmen. I'm going to try to hold them in the center line. I'm going to give his throwing net to Hagar. So then we can also add war dogs to Hagar and Hirgold. I think what we want is the two shields that are in the best condition. We're going to sell these clubs because we're not going to use them. It's a nice price on a heavy piece of mail. You can also get a fully repaired one with less durability for $513. Those would be nice upgrades for both of our main frontliners. Then we could move their armor to our new recruits. And we're going to stay shieldless on those guys for now. Let's sell the monk's robes. I'm going to sell the throwing axes. Do we have tools? Tools are well priced too. Currently only will have 7. That may not be enough to repair this mail. So that's going to cost us in addition. I don't think we want to take that hit right now, even though it's kind of attractive. Check the armor real quick and just confirm. Everything here is much more expensive. I could get small shields that may help protect our barbarians a bit better. So we're gonna go, it's about $100 cheaper for the Lamellar here. We're gonna get the basic mail shirt. So Hirgold, I think, has the better endurance of the two. We're gonna give him the heavier armor. Keeps him at 84. We got 20 more armor endurance on Hagar with the Lamellar. And we're gonna give Balan the bone armor and Carl the scrap metal. We're also gonna give them the 2 shields. Alright, our Barbarian Party version 2 is a bit more buffed. And sell off all of that just to get it out of the way. We have 4 days of provisions, 14 days of cash. I think we're going to take the 2 small bucklers. And for a very minor fatigue hit, we're going to add them to our barbarians. Got 4 days of provisions. Is anything gonna rot? It is not. And hopefully we'll eat the venison before it does. So having a base of operations where we can function out of, what we'd like to do is find a civilian town that is also in House Goswin and hopefully isn't already hostile to us. I'm gonna check to see what's to the west here. Nothing. The road looks to end. Just confirming. In the forest, we got some footsteps out there. Let's see who we can find. Oh, no, it actually does continue through. It was hard to tell. So Brunland. Is Brunland on our list of haters? It is not. So hopefully there is a civilian town with which we can transact. You can see the beginnings of it. Isengrab. Okay. We're going to power by. Hopefully not get a militia sent after us. Limited visibility at night on the road could be dangerous. If we run into a company from one of the kingdoms that is not friendly with us. We have a battle site. Seeing some old footsteps. A second battle site and the footsteps. A third. Now it looks like there's 2 parties. A 4th battle site. We have a wooden watchtower that doesn't look like it's occupied. And we have made it to a new town. There's the Hochberg Company, which are the large footsteps. We've made it to Brunland. And maybe we can find some contracts. And we did. Okay. So Brunland has a drought, which makes food less available with higher prices and ambush trade routes. There's a temple. We don't have anything that needs healing. Let's listen to the tavern. The bringers of peace are there to collect the ears of their enemies and wear them around their necks. It doesn't sound particularly peaceful. We have a barber. So I think we are going to look to make the men of the faceless have facial tattoos. I think as part of your initiation, we're going to require beards. I should be accepting these. We need you to look like proper barbarians. It's like our fraternity initiation. Let's take a look at, there's quite a bit here that we could hire. I don't know that I want to spend the cash. In particular, we have a flagellant, 2 farmers, one of whom has the nickname the Bull, which might be a positive trait that we could take advantage of. We have a poacher who we can afford. We have 12 days of cash. I think it might be useful to get for $590. That's really less than it would cost us to get a short bow and arrows, or nearly so. We're going to hire him on. Let's take a look at him. He's cocky, which gives him poor defense. He's athletic. Actually has a buff on melee, hit points, and resolve. He is a decent ranged character for our current party of newbies. We're going to take him on, and we're going to look to see what type of crowns we can earn. Let's go to look at the armor. Nothing all that affordable for us. So with the ambush trade routes, we should probably be looking for a contract that is dispatching the banditry. While your men venture around town, you go to a pub and take a seat. As soon as you do, a strange man joins you. You with the band of the faceless, you nod. The man nods back and then reaches into his pocket. You reach for your dagger. The stranger puts his hand out. Easy there. I'm wearing a sword. If I wanted to kill you, taking a seat probably wouldn't be the best route. The man lifts the sheath and it bumps the underside of the table. He cocks his head as if to say, see? You nod and the man continues with his move, taking out a note and passing it to you. A local councilman by the name of Willibad the Merchant wishes to see you. Willibad the Merchant turns to you as you look for somewhere to sit. Oi, mercenary, how long has it been since you've slaked your sword with the blood of evil, cruel men? He drops a sarcasm and you figure you'll be standing now. We here at Bruinland are having a bit of a tiff with some local brigands. Local to us, that is, with their little rat hole not far from here. Obviously, I think the answer to this issue is to hire some finely armed men such as your little company of good fellows. So does that pique your interest, mercenary, or do I need to find sturdier men for this task? What are you prepared to pay? You get 60 crowns in advance and another 240 when the job is done. Let's see if we can squeeze some more. We'll get 70 in advance and 270. We shall accept that. We are to drive off brigands from the crumbling ruins to the east. For 70 and 270, we accept. Have 4 more days of cash. We could probably bring on one more guy for the purposes of this if we wanted. And that would only really be Hartwig or Lothar, just based on the costs. Yeah, there's a few others. I think we have enough monk. We're going to go at it with a party of 6. So the brigands are in a crumbling ruins in the hills to the east. We have 2 days of provisions. It's midday. We should be able to reach it and get back without further purchases. Looks like there may be a pass through. Well, it's not much of a pass. That's going to slow down our travel greatly. We may want to go back along the shoreline of that lake. To get there before nightfall if we can. We cannot. So we're going to move and scout a bit until dawn. Going to make it to this hill, get a bit more sight. Head backwards. This is mainly to avoid the debuff on our ranged troops for fighting at night. We're low on provisions. We really have almost 2 days worth. So we have an unknown garrison. We shall attack. Can't make out who you'll be facing. Attack at your own peril and be prepared to retreat if need be. Alright, so we have some fortified thugs. They're going to need to charge us, I think just based on the fact that they don't have any ranged folks. So we're going to wait with Niels. We have a bit of a choke point here. That we can try to control. We're going to move our spearmen forward. The best they can do is charge. I don't think they're going to charge all the way, so we're not going to waste. Oh, look at that. Made a liar. Then you got Hagar onto the high ground. Not a lot of great options here. We're gonna have to drop down underneath him. We're gonna try to move down. Shield bash him backwards. And hold our ground. Move Balone in. We're we're going to spear wall this open access. We're going to get Alfgeir to higher ground. I'm going to throw. And Alfgeir is a bit of a badass with those javelins. So he takes out half that brigand thug. We're going to take it. Gonna move up Niels, trying to get a arrow into this brigand. Does not work. So because he has the high ground, we're gonna shield bash him. Drop down a spear wall. We're gonna wait with Hagar. Get a javelin out. We missed two. They're trying to circle on us. Get an arrow into that brigand. Gonna move to provide an option for protecting ourselves from these flankers. We'll keep the spear walls going. Hold. Spear wall gets us a hit. Another. So they're circling to avoid the spear wall. I think this thug seems like probably the most dangerous. 35, 33, 35. If we go well aimed, we get 50%. So he's already rather wounded. He could make this turn. He's engaged with the spear wall already. I think with the number of guys and these two guys coming up shielded, we're going to try to weaken this side by taking out, hopefully, this brigand thug. 50-50 shot. Ah, you missed horribly. We're going to move Hagar down to control the high ground and the approach here. We're going to wait to release the hound. Get a nice hit with a javelin on this brigand thug and pierce his leg muscles. Second hit on him, and we grazed his neck. We're going to control the high ground here with Hirgold. We're going to release a hound to hopefully kill that thug. going to keep the spear wall going to try to control that approach. The thug tries to knock out Carl, and it just hits off his armor. Hagar should be able to finish this thug. He does so with his axe hammer. Spear wall works out. Our dog charges and gets into trouble. Gonna try to get some damage on Perfect. Flank. Move into his zone of control and drop our war dog and get a bash on his shield. Dog gets a bite on him. Alfgeir now has to go to melee. Gonna move to back up the dog in case it goes down. Hirgold gets axed. Gonna advance with Carl. I miss with a spear stab. Move down into the gully with Balan. Try a shield bash. Unsuccessful. Could take a little bit of hurt here. Dog gets a good bite on. Alfgeir can wait. Everyone is well shielded. We're gonna move up. Let's see, we get a 20% on this thug. He has no body armor. Try a 20% shot. Misses. Hagar is going to take out the remainder of his shield and do a batter at the brigand, which works out well. So Hirgold is wounded, but not terribly. He's going to take the shield from that brigand and allow Carl to stab him with his spear. The brigand swings down at Balan and misses. Balan pushes his spear up past the shield and wounds him for 20 to the chest. He has no armor besides that shield. We're going to leave Balan in the gully. I think we're going to be okay. Possible if we jump down here he might break, but we're also going to subject Alfgeir to some unnecessary danger. We're going to move him up in case the dog is killed. Dog gets a great bite on this brigand. 33% or 45 with an aim shot. We're going to take an aim shot and see if we can finish him. Perfect. If Alfgeir moves forward, he can't attack. I'm going to pass to see what happens. Carl moves forward, breaks the brigand. We'll stab him. South. Hagar now can bash the brigand thug again, breaks him, crushes his finger, but is too tired to do much else. We can move, which we will. We're going to bring our troops to try to finish this last brigand. Alfgeir might get to use that cleaver. He escapes the dog bite. We're going to run him down. That's another bite on him. Nice basic return on that battle. A little bit of loot. We didn't take over all that much damage, so hopefully enough tools and supplies to repair it. We did not use that much ranged ammo, so that may be a net. Let's take what we can and leave. I'm going to look at whether or not we want to move this full leather cap onto, I think, our Balan. Also can give one of our barbarians a full shield if we want. Niels has a wonky bow. That was kind of an unfortunate pickup. We got mostly hatchets and bludgeons. We're going to drop the dagger into his back pocket. Since we have a fully repaired spear, we're going to give it to Carl and save the repairs. So Hagar has advanced. I want to give him some hit points. Improves maximum fatigue. We're going to continue to improve his melee defense. I think the proper next step for him would likely to be give him Executioner. I also like the idea, because he has decent initiative, even armored like he is, to give him dodge. Maybe we're going to stay defensive and go dodge. We also have on a Hergold. Our 2 new recruits are still level 1. It's still a fair stamina hit. We're going to leave them with the bucklers for now. So, do we cross this swamp and hills? Let's get to here and see how it feels. So we have some brigands. We are out of ammo. Let's see what we have ammo-wise. He has 7 arrows. Alfgeir has 5 javelins. I want to take these thugs just for the bonus money. We only have provisions. Let's keep moving. They may come for us. Get them on the shoreline. Move up to the high ground. And send 1 arrow at the brigand with a flail. Oof. Instant kill. Where'd that hit him? I'm gonna move Alfgeir also. Move our spearmen to the high ground. To make a strong move upward. We can only get into gonna try and knock back on him, get him off our hill. It's my hill. Where we can move Balan up and get a spear wall. We're gonna hold there and try to take advantage of the spear wall. Alright, Niels only has 6 arrows left. Got a 35% chance on this brigand. We're going to go aimed shot. Try to make sure we get a hit. We do not. Alfgeir, though, has proven to be a reliable javelin man. We miss once. That's terrible. We revealed this brigand. dropped our opportunity to hit down to 17%, but we can't throw it at him because he still counts as hidden. I'm gonna move up in case they do get this position. Hold. Carl is going to stab down the hill. Shield wall. Hagar is going to swing and miss. Release his Warhound. Hound attacks that thug. I'm going to try to knock back this brigand again. 90% works. We're going to unleash a Warhound. In the bushes, get a stab. Our dogs are mauling the thugs. Get a 34%. And it gets through and grazes his neck. Can't get to that brigand because of the bush. I'm gonna move down. Flank him with a javelin throw. This Garrett is an absolute monster with the javelins. We're gonna use Hagar to cut off their flanking approach. We're gonna spear wall so they can't occupy that spot. Got 2 stabs. Move to the high ground here. Alfgeir nearly kills him with the javelins. Hagar finishes the job and moves forward. They should have and the battle is ours. Nice level ups across the board. Got a padded surgoat and a cap that we may find use for. Nice little stash of crowns. No food, which would have been useful. Let's take a look at where that cap may fit in. I think we're going to give that to Alfgeir. He's got a leather headband at the moment. Move the headband over to Niels because it looks much more barbarian. Alfgeir is a performer, so we're also going to give him the better armor of the two options available. Let's see what we got. We can move a slightly better shield. So we got an upgrade on Heregold. Heregold has that defense debuff. Give him buffs to health, fatigue, and because he has dodge that's based on initiative, we're also going to give him more initiative. And for his perks, we're going to give him Relentless to pair with dodge so that his fatigue affects his initiative less and his initiative affects his defense. Carl, our rat catcher, we're going to give him his buffs on health and initiative. And we're going to start to grow that range skill. We're also going to make him a student. Balone is our swift messenger. We're going to also give him similar buffs. And student. Niels, even though he's not particularly skilled at ranged, he gets a nice +4. We're going to give him initiative and health, and also student. And Alfgeir, who's been our dominant javelin thrower, we're going to keep buffing his ranged. He only has one javelin currently. And bump his initiative and resolve. And I think we want to give him potentially Colossus. We can also reduce his penalties for throwing with no clear line of fire. Actually, I think we're just going to grow him as a student too. So we should be able to cross here. We see Heimwort Castle Ruins with an unknown garrison. We need to get to town to get some food and some ammunition. Move to the northwest and get onto the road. We should be back in Brunland before nightfall. Hey! That's not right. Alright, so we gotta run. And this could be bad with the quantity of our food. We're going to try to sneak around. Get back to town before nightfall. Get in there, get in there. 270. We miss it. Run. Because they will murder us. We can hopefully get up to the west before we run out of food. And back to, that's a long way. We're going to run out of food. But a group of mercenaries is going to kick our butt right now. We have 14 food. Use 15 provisions per day. We may be able to make it in a day. If we stick to the road purely. We got some brigands. We're going to ignore them. They could have food. Don't want to fight brigand raiders just now. We just want to get ourselves to where we can get some food. Hopefully Isengrab doesn't send anybody after us. The Wolkenstein Company isn't interested in us. We're going to make it. Alright, let's see what we can do. There's no mods on this town right now. Excuse me. Kind of late here, so apologies for all the yawns. I think we're going to clean slate our cache and inventory, basically clean out everything we can sell. Picked up another 160 or so. I'm gonna grab 2 bags of grain. There's 7 days of cash. We can cut that down by 1/3 and upgrade our bow, because our bowman has a wonky bow. 30 to 50. 50% effective against armor. 35 to 50. 7 tiles. 7 tiles. But it takes 10% off of our chance to hit. Let's see what we can sell a wonky bow for. 17. We're going to replace it with this short bow. Do we have enough to repair it? We do. So we're going to grab some ammo. So it's going to cut us down to 3 days of cash. But we have 3 days of cash and 3 days of food to find a route to more funds. I think what we're going to do is head back north. And we might try to raid a caravan or two. So we're going to move, hopefully. So I think Eisengrab was where the mercenaries had been hired from. I'm going to move back up the roads towards the known danger and look to see if we can find ourselves some caravans to raid, which should improve our supply situation. So we're approaching a town. We're awfully close to it. Let's see if we can get eyes on it. They dispatch a company on us. We're going to run. A little pause could have hurt us. So it's interesting. They just got friendlier. All this running about the land has increased the stamina of one of the men. One runs in place holding a finger to his neck. He remarks that his heart rate isn't going up at all. Another brother remarks that guy doesn't even know how to count. The running man pauses. Oh, that's right. Balan gets a fatigue. Seems like we are going to outdistance the Grimborg company by running through the hills. They're moving north on the road. We can see their footsteps, but we can't see them. We got some thralls and a reaver. They've been good for cash, so we're gonna see if they wanna come. So we're a bit spread out in the swamps. We have a reaver. We're going to try to hold the good ground. Move up and lay down a spear wall. See how our new bowman performs with his new toy. I'm going to take an aim shot at this thrall. Miss. Being flanked. I'm going to move Hirgold down to counter that thrall. Both go into ranged. Get one stab. Go to spear wall. Can't move past that tree. I'm gonna try to form a line. Elfgeir hopefully can help us on this Reaver. Misses once. The second hits. Takes a good chunk out of the armor and gives him some body damage. We're gonna leave Carl in a spear wall. Hergel gets stunned. Gonna try a 33% shot. Miss. Elfgeir is once again successful with his javelins, takes the rest of his armor and enters into the body. Get a second shot. Ah, he's just a badass with those. Balone finishes off that barbarian thrall's armor and also gets a bit of a stab with a spear. Hurts him worse. The Reaver is going for Niels. So we're going to move Carl to intercept and get another stab. Misses. The dog takes down the first of the Reavers. Gonna unleash the second Warhound. Go for a bash and miss. Dog attacks and does well. 27 or 39 with an aim shot. Or we can retreat a little. I think we're going to... We can't. Why can't we? Oh, okay. We're going to retreat one step. We're going to throw a arrow at the thrall and miss. Here's the big hit. Misses. I'm going to move Elfgeir up one pace. Try one more time with Javelin. Another Javelin hit. 2 injuries, an injured shoulder and pierced arm muscles, and he is now near death, though Elfgeir is out of javelins. He's been basically invaluable to our troop. We get a bash or batter on this thrall, cut his leg muscles, he has fractured ribs. Second hit kills. Carl will hopefully finish the Reaver. We need to see if we can find a route around. Kind of blocked on all approaches to getting flank on this thrall. So I think we're going to move forward to potentially assist Balone and Hagar. Got a bleed on him. Dogs do some business. We're going to take an aim shot at this thrall. Miss. Try to batter him twice. Second one is successful. Gonna arm Alfgeir with his cleaver. Move closer. Carl is in good condition. Gonna move him down. Hagar is both wounded and has his armor in disrepair. We're gonna move him away from battle. Try to move Bolon around, but the dog takes it out in time. Victory in 6 rounds. We get a bit of food, some cash. Excuse me. So we get a 2-handed skull hammer. And some more javelins. We'll take everything. Let's just have a look at crude javelins. We have the option for a bundle of javelins, which do 30 to 45, 45 to 75. Maximum fatigue 6. I like the 5 uses. And we're going to throw some on your belt, because you are fairly tough with those. Got a 45 armor that I think we're going to throw onto Niels. Actually, I like Alfgeir feeling more barbarian. We'll throw the padded armor on the archer. Now, do we want to use the skull hammer? 45 to 65. 20 to 30. Let's see where we land if we take their bucklers off. He has almost no defense, so it's not going to work out. Hagar still has 10 or 11, so we're going to give him the 2-handed skull hammer. It's also going to mean that he doesn't need the net. Successful. We have 3 days of food, 2 days of provisions. We have more repairs to do than we have money for. I think we're going to get back on the road and head. I don't think we want to attack footmen. Hopefully we won't run into those mercenaries. Hoping for a less defended cart if we can find it. Yeah, we'll take these peasants from Eisengrab. Not quite sure what we'll find on them, but we might get something. not to use any ammunition on them. They have wooden sticks. I don't think this is going to go all that well for them. Go for the peasant with the stick. So the skull hammer can smite, slow overhead strike, cost 6 AP, huge damage, 15 fatigue. It can shatter, which does quite a bit more armor damage. No, it doesn't do more armor damage, but it has to knock back or stagger and can hit 3 targets. So you can also split shields. Go ahead and bash him with our Warhammer. Unleash the second hound. Try to decapitate him. Oh, successful pillaging of the peasants. Gives us a little bit of food, a little bit of cash. We'll take it. Ooh. That might have been good. But that's from Brunelin, which we actually are friendly with. So we're going to stick to the road. We're going to try to make our way back to... So there is a perfect opportunity. So you have... We're out of tools. We are mostly repaired. We have some fur in reserve. It's all about equivalent. We're going to go after this caravan. It's from Weissenfels to the north. Move forward. Hold. Hey, baby. What time is it?
Time to stop.
Why?
It is cold.
It is.
Dark.
It is cold. You turned off the heat in here again. I didn't turn off the heat. I didn't turn it off. No, there were no windows open. But I did turn on the heat before. Huh? Yeah, it does. I'm also streaming, so that was all on camera. I'm gonna hold and see if these guys realize the disadvantage of not having any ranged troops. They're gonna have to charge. He charges into the spear wall. Unleash the hounds. Alfgeir continues his deadly ways. Gonna run down the enemy. The dogs finish him. We took that caravan in 4 rounds. Let's get some loot. Carrying some gross and strange meat, but we get a lot of provisions. Some cash, some medical supplies. Nice. So that puts us in a much healthier food position. We have some basic equipment that might be worth distributing too. Let's take a look at our upgrades. Carl and Balone, our spearmen, have upgraded. We're going to give him health, fatigue. We are going to up his range skill on Balone. We're going to do the same combination. So now Carl is getting skilled enough with his ranged attacks that it might be worthwhile to have him move to the back lines. They're going to give him fast adaptation. We're going to do the same for Balone. Those are both anticipating that they become ranged attackers in the future. Neil's also updated. We're going to give him 3 more on his ranged. Give him a 5 on his initiative and 4 on his fatigue. We're also going to give him fast adaptation so that we get, if we start firing a lot of arrows, we get buffs when he misses. So these guys are looking good. The only thing we are trim on are tools to repair anything. We have some scrap armor we can throw. He's only got 32. Got 45 here and 50 here. I think what we just need to do is get back to Mooseburg and hopefully pick up some tools, sell some of our valuables. So we're going to sell the stuff that we have limited interest in. We have no tools, which is unfortunate. Let's see if we have any tools at the armor. I don't think that happens. Everything is a fair bit more expensive than we can afford. We also don't have any ammunition. So we have 4 days of food and 9 days of provisions. We're going to grab some more ammunition. To balance that out, we're going to sell most of the rest of our equipment. Change him into the cap. Sell everything else except for the axe hammer. That's really not even that good. 20 to 30. But it's kind of rare, and it has a fair amount of armor damage. Let's say in Ice and Grab, there are the dead. Now that we have some food and some cash, we're going to try to make our way back to Brunenland and see if we can get another contract or two. So we see some brigands. There's 5 of them. That could be tougher than we're ready to face. We could get there in time. Let's see who they're fighting. If we can. I think they were fighting a caravan that was just dispatched. In theory, they're coming for us now. Yeah, we're gonna pick off some peasants. We're going to not bother ourselves too greatly with wasting ammunition. I seem to want this hill. I feel a bit morally repugnant for murdering some more peasants, but there were some grain and cash. We also pick up a pitchfork, which we could have a second line guy have use for. We got a trading caravan from the southern cities, which gives us a pretty decent feeling that the southern cities may not be all that far off. Gonna run back into Mooseburg and take a look at the marketplace. Now we have 9 days of food, and we have a bunch of stuff that's gonna spoil rather quickly. Some that's going to spoil less so. I think we are going to sell the strange meats, which don't sound all that appetizing to begin with. Gives us still 6 days of food. And I only have 4 days of cash. We don't really need to pick up any ammunition, but we could. We want tools, but we don't have any. So we're going to leave. Let's see if we can gain some protection from those brigands with that caravan of 11. So it looks like that barracks is potentially occupied, which could help protect us from the brigands that were in this area. Looks like they moved to the north. Eisengrab is having problems with the dead. They're sending a militia out. Some militia and a few militia marksmen. Do we want to kill them? I'm not sure what the gain is. They'll be decently armed, better than peasants. Our equipment's in disrepair. We're gonna pass. There's also more of them than us. We'll let the brigands get into the grasslands, and then we're going to attack them. Alright, we have a ranged advantage, so they're going to advance. We're going to let them. Probably the most dangerous one here is this thug with the woodsman axe. Get an arrow onto him. Take half of his, or a third of his health and surcoat. We're going to hit him again if we can. We do not. We're going to drop down spear walls. We missed twice with our javelins. Move down in spear wall. Pass. Gonna unleash our hound. On this gent. Move forward. Attack. Six spear wall hits. That was effective. Take him out before he had time to act. Gonna move in. Got a stab on the guy with the better mace. Got a javelin hit. Gonna lay down that spear wall again because it was effective. Hurt our own guy. I don't think so. Miss with a big swing. Release our war dog. We get him to panic. Big hit on Balan. That could be bad. Get a stab on this one because he's wounded. Go spear wall. They're mostly breaking. Move down. Mostly trying to save Balan from that spearman. Oof. He's now bleeding with a cut artery. We nearly lost Balan there. He's got a cut artery. He's bleeding out. We do got some tools to do repairs, but we did take more damage, so it's probably a net. See what we need. We need 20 tools. We got 6. Signs of battle in the hills. More signs of battles with recent footprints. Very likely we're going to run into more signs of battle with recent footprints. Brigands seem very likely. More signs of battle. And there are the brigands attacking a caravan from Burkhaven. I think we need another set of brigands very nearby. I think we just need to get into town. And still running with a drought. Let's look at the marketplace. There's everything we need. We get ammunition cheap and plenty of tools. We still need 14 to repair everything we had. So let's have a look. I'm gonna get rid of these. We got a rugged surcoat that's 55. Might be a nice replacement for the animal hide, but it's not really necessary. Let's see if we can bump up Alfgeir. We're going to improve his ranged again. We're going to also improve his resolve and his fatigue. He's probably been one of our most effective attackers. He's got nearly no defense. I think either bullseye to reduce his clear line of fire penalty. Potentially, I think dodge to give him some melee defense and range defense based on his initiative, which is quite high. So that shouldn't be a bad buff for him. I don't think we have the cash to bring on anyone else. So if we want to buy these for 246, we need to sell good bit of what we have left. That should give us 20 that we can use against the 14 we need. I'm gonna hold the rest of the equipment as possibly usable. It's 2 days of cash and 6 days of food. I think we're gonna sell the axe hammer. Going back on my previous thinking, that kind of balances out, gives us a few more days. It's just not that impressive of a damage weapon. So let's look at our contract. Willibald the merchant looks at some of his books, perusing what appear to be a good deal of numbers. I got a shipment of particular goods going to Wolkenstein, and they're leaving soon. Need a bunch of sturdy swordsmen to help make sure it gets there safely. Should take about 2 days of traveling. Wolkenstein doesn't seem like it is in my memory as one of the hostile cities. I'm tied on crown, so before you ask, this is all I have right now. Okay, we can accept that since you prefaced it with "it's all you have." I accept your offer. We're gonna go. I need some time to think because I just want to check that Wolkenstein isn't on our list of hate. It is not. Do we know where it is? We do not. So we have no idea where it's going to take us. If it takes us north, we could be at risk. We also know that there are some brigands right in the area. So in all likelihood, 2 days to the east. The east could be good for us. We're going to accept the contract. Have a look at the men available. We don't really have the cash for it. We have cash for 4 days. We're going to travel for 2. We're going to hope that the caravan itself provides us with the necessary extra defense. A lot of brigands. We could get intercepted by some hostile companies too. There's a trading caravan that we would normally want to trounce. Hopefully this will give us some more intel on the area. While on the path, you come across a man sitting beside the path. He's clad in some beaten armor, and there's even more beaten weapon in his lap. He regards you with the limpest of wave. Evening, if you ain't sell swords, then I've never set my pa's pants afire. That seems to be an interesting tale in and of itself, but you instead ask the man what he's doing in the middle of the road. More important, you ask this rather able-bodied fella if he's looking for work. A job? No, I don't need one. I'm already done that sword selling bit, and I'm done with it. You know what? Here. He starts undoing his armor and he throws it on the ground before you. Take it. I've no need for that life anymore. Take that weapon too. I'm leaving all this shite behind. You should too, but I know you won't. Not before it's too late anyways. I'm walking the earth until my feet are grounded in the nubs. As for yourself, Godspeed. And just like that, the stranger goes, but we are left with an arming sword and a basic mail shirt. Good luck. Let's take a look at assigning that weapon. So our 2 basic mail shirt that's beaten up. So it's only 56 for now. We're going to throw a repair on it. We're also going to throw a repair on the arming sword to get them up to snuff. Because I think we want the arming sword on Hirgold. It's not as effective against armor, but the damage is overall much greater. We're actually going to swap that in now and assume that he can repair it in transit. And once we have that mail shirt fixed, we're likely going to throw it on to Hugger. We should be getting there soon. Looks like we're getting to the outskirts of a town and Wolkenstein. You have made it, having delivered the caravan just as you promised Willibod the merchant you would. The caravan leader thanks you with a payment of crown. He seems rather thankful for the fact that he's alive, briefly regaling you with a tale of when he barely escaped an ambush by brigands. You nod as if you give 2 shits about what's happened to this man. We gained 640, and the Wolkenstein is now well supplied. Let's have a look in Wolkenstein. There's 2 contracts. They have rated trade routes. They also have some tools. which we're going to use up the rest of our tools right now. So we're going to purchase some. Nothing else besides tools and perhaps that warfork that are interesting here. We have a tavern. Gives us some useless information about eating goats. And the armor has some nice but expensive gear. Let's see what kind of men we have for hire. Looks like we're in a mining town. Although we have a brawler. Gunnar the Ham-Fisted. Mostly otherwise are miners. We're going to take a look at the contracts. We should have at least one to help clear out the ambush trade routes. But I think for now we're going to call that a stream. That is 2.5 hours, and we have restarted the playthrough for the Band of the Faceless. We're having much more success this time. It seems like there is a decent more portion of the map that's friendly to us, and that's going to bode well for our survival. It's also going to allow us to potentially continue to harass the kingdoms that don't like us and raid some more caravans and continue to cause raider ruckus. Anyways, if you've been watching, thanks for watching. If you are watching this later, thanks for watching later. And I will catch you the next time.